Happening today, the parent-organized group Reopen SDUSD is calling on the San Diego Unified School District to release a plan with a specific timeline to reopen San Diego schools. Joining us this morning to talk more about the rally scheduled for today is one of the group's founders, Leslie Hoffmeister. Hey, Leslie, how you doing today?
Hi, I'm okay. How are you?
Well, specifically, where are you rallying today?
We will be at the district offices at 4100 Normal Street from 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock.
And you're expecting how many folks?
We believe there'll be over 200.
All right, and to have 200 folks, how big does that group have to get before you get somebody's ear on this matter? It seems like if it were 2,000, maybe there'd be quicker action or quicker response.
You know, honestly, I have no idea. We'd love any response at any point in time. We'd be happy with anything.
So your beef is you want kids to go, you're paying taxes to go to school. It seems like the science says the kids are going to be safe. It says, but the science suggests that the teachers are going to be safe even without all the masking and protocol. So why not reopen?
Right. Yeah, it's very concerning because we believe that it's creating irreparable harm to our children. We believe that the disparities among high and low income children are growing between minorities, kids with disabilities, and distance learning is truly failing our children and this generation. It's absolutely unacceptable to continue to postpone us while the science says, please get your kids back in school. They need to be there and they're safer in school than at home.
I'm sure the response, though, from the superintendent and other members of the teachers union would say, well, hey, it's really not our call. We're waiting on the health officials in the state and locally to say it's safe to go back to school. Your response to that would be?
You know, the county guidelines set that schools could reopen on September 1st. And beyond that, the Health Services Secretary, Dr. Mark Ghaly, just announced this week that transmission is so low in schools that it's not increasing outbreaks among the community. So again, you know, we've had the public health officials in this state on our side.
So the push is then to make it happen. And your biggest beef, if I understand you correctly, is not that the schools aren't open at this present minute, but the fact that there's no plan for next week or the following week, or it's just kind of laying there.
Yeah, no, there's no plan at all. I believe that they received $120 million to safely reopen schools, and that was, 7 months ago. And somehow we're still sitting here at home while our children are falling further and further behind. So it doesn't make any sense to us that they haven't at least attempted bringing students back at the beginning of the year to start the process of learning. Will this, virus continue to transmit? Will we have outbreaks? Let's get them in school. Let's get them there, first of all, and then we'll mitigate whatever we need to do.
So it has to be frustrating then when you look around the rest of the country and you're seeing others, places like Ohio, Texas, where schools are open, and at least knock on wood, there hasn't been any serious health outbreaks. Why is California lagging behind? I mean, is this a budgetary deal where they're trying to get more money out of the federal government to compensate for shortfalls elsewhere?
It sure appears that way. I believe that there was an $84 million deficit in the San Diego Unified budget in February, and the alarm bells were sounding that cuts were going to have to be made. And in fact, just right after that, COVID-19 money came flooding in, and now they haven't had to cut anything except for cut our students from going to school.
And could you speak to the frustration of having people who are dictating policy who are having no ill effects from the pandemic? Their salaries haven't been cut, their coworkers haven't been furloughed or laid off, or in some cases just outright terminated, making policy for folks that have suffered a lot of those repercussions of the pandemic.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, the mothers are having to quit their jobs. They're having, income loss that, in order to stay home with their children. Fathers are obviously stressed out because the load is being carried further for them. And, kids are stressed out because they're not in their normal environment. They're not with their peers. They're not modeling after their peers. They're not able to be safe on school campuses. And, we're all suffering greatly while whoever is in power right now is clearly not recognizing what's happening to us, and they're not stepping in to advocate for us.
Well, I thought you would take comfort from the fact that the World Health Organization has completely reversed its position on lockdowns. And I thought the poll quote from that whole reversal was, the people most affected by lockdowns are the poor. They're only made poorer. And I think it speaks to the haves and have-nots of your argument.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it's very, very clear that, you know, the WHO is with us, the CDC is with us, American Academy of Pediatrics, we have the public health officers, the county guidelines. There's so many people who are on our side saying we must reopen schools with urgency. And we continue to not hear anything from this district to whether we'll have all of our students in school at any point in time this year.
Well, Leslie, thank you for making time for KUSI. And we'll, of course, have a camera at your rally to see how the event grows.
All right. Well, thank you.
Leslie Hoffmeister, everybody. The rally comes as the San Diego Unified School District is hosting an on